Hey guys, this is Azra here back on Gentechie.net and just jumped on for a few games this evening to try out a new Near Earth hub. We're playing with Hostile Infrastructure and Sensei Actors Guild to try something a little bit quick and different. And I actually noticed that Saber from down south was online and thought I'd send him a quick message to see if he fancied a game, and he said yes, and he's incredibly happy as we start here that I'm not playing Industrial Genomics, which is completely understandable. So this starting hand is quite nice considering we're seeing 3 of our 12 ice straight out the bat, but it's not doing a huge amount else for me. The Jackson's not bad, but he'll die early. But I think I'm going to keep this actually. Just on the premise that getting a couple of bits of ice up early against Whizzard's not bad, forcing him to go and find those kill pieces. So let's see what we can do with this. Sensei Actors Guild is not going to survive very long against Whizzard, so we'll hold on to that for now. I think we may even look to potentially pop up our Turnpike over it. So let's chuck a Turnpike in the new remote and see what we get. Explodapalooza, ugh, not nice. I might throw that out, though I don't think I'll do it right now. So this sort of ice, obviously it's not going to end the run, so what I'm kind of aiming to do with this is put it in front of something like the Sensei Actors Guild or the Hostile Infrastructure to give the runner something to really deal with. We'll take a credit, good old pop-up, and hopefully he doesn't hit the, well, I was about to say hopefully he doesn't hit the Explodapalooza, but that being said, all our other cards are trashable, so this could be pretty grim. Seize the Sensei Actors Union, okay. I think I keep calling it Sensei Actors Guild, which I don't think is correct, but ooh, what a good mulligan. So gets the Career Fair Wildside, which is pretty important. And uses Employee Strike. Okay, so if we could draw into one of our 2 breaking newses right now, I would be elated. We do not, but that's okay. Not too concerned by that. Let me think. How do I want to go about this? I think I'm going to put the hostile down in that server. I definitely want 7 credits, so I'm going to put the Jackson out and then I'm going to potentially res the hostile and see if we can bait a little run here and see if he's happy to start taking net damage, which he might be, given the fact that he's got the wild side down so early. So this deck is tough, you know. Whizzard is a hard matchup for it. We are running 17 assets, so it's a tricky situation, but we're running 3 hostile infrastructures, so they're there to really dissuade him from getting a little trash happy, which it looks like he potentially is. So yeah, we'll res this. And trace of 5 to a tag is pretty nice. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get him to the point that he can't trash the hostile, so we're going to res it here, and he can potentially trash it if he wants to. If he spends all his credits and his Whizzard credits as well. I hope he doesn't. I definitely want this to stay on the board, but I think trashing is definitely the right call for him here. And he doesn't. Okay, so that's great for us. I think the fact that he wouldn't have been able to get rid of the tag was a big part of that. So let's get Jackson on the go. We see an Astro, and we can basically safely assume he's going to run everything we put down, which is tricky. And this Employee Strike is definitely holding us up right now. So I'm kind of torn between trying to rush things out here and also not leaving my HQ too full of things that he wants. Ooh, grim. Okay. So, tricky what to dump here. I really don't want to waste the Jackson on just 2 cards. The Diversified might be able to save us a little bit here and enable us to get a score out. I could always throw the Explodapalooza and give that to him, which I think I actually might do. And we have to hope that HQ holds up here. A Parasite and a bit of HQ pressure would be pretty bad for us, but I don't really want to throw the little engine down on HQ. Thankfully, he's a little bit poor right now, and actually might not even run the Mumba, which I'd be kind of surprised about, the fact that he wouldn't check this. If I thought he was good being quite so hesitant, I may have just dropped the Astro out, but I think that would have been a little bit cheeky on my side. Okay, so it looks like he's potentially setting up to go back in for the hostile infrastructure and drops a Parasite, which to me would say he has another. So the potential here is to Sansan City Grid, take a credit and then diversify portfolio. The problem with that is I really do feel like HQ is about to come under considerable pressure, and losing this Astro would be pretty awful for us. Not sure what the perfect play here is actually. Can I be sneaky and try and sneak out the Astro, we think? Yeah, I'm going to be a little bit sneaky here. Going to take a credit, diversified, and see what he does. Now, potentially he didn't run it last turn because I didn't have enough credits to score. So this turn, let's see if he's more aware of the fact that I have enough credits to actually score something. Oh, Councilman's tricky for us too. But wow, we are actually going to get this Astro, which is huge for us. And it's just trying to garner that he's not running while this hostile infrastructure is alive. He's not willing to trash stuff and take net damage, which is great for us. It's doing exactly what we wanted it to do. So we will go ahead and say thank you very much. Get rid of that employee strike. It did its work. I mean, it prevented sort of good. He says sneaky, but I think I read the game well there. I think I kind of thought to myself, he's not running. He didn't even run the first face down. He probably would have been more likely to run that time, I think, considering we had the credits to score. But I think it was a risk worth taking. We're still not in a great position, but at least now we've got our ability back for as long as we last until the next employee strike comes out. And he is going back in. So he'll lose a credit. No more action. And he's going to get his 5 and take a net, which is great. So that, I mean, that really held things up quite nicely for us there. And thankfully, Jackson's still on the board, which is quite nice. So let's go ahead and overdraw slightly. See if we can get something like turtlebacks here. We do run 3 turtlebacks as well. Not quite sure what I want to be doing here. None of this is very much in line with what I want. Let's get a new remote going. Oh my goodness, we draw an Astro. Okay, so we can potentially gain a credit here to score the Astro next turn, which I think is fine. Let's bin the Beal. The Cyberdex is unlikely to be needed. I do feel like I should keep 1 though. No, let's dump it. And am I really going to get enough money to res the Sansan City Grid? Tricky. These 2 little engines. If the game goes longer, I think they'll be crucial. But right now, I think I'm okay to drop 1. I never really want to get rid of ice here, though. I feel like the other cards are a little bit more important because yeah, we're only on 3 wraparounds, 2 little engines, 3 pop-ups, 2 assassins, 2 turnpikes. So maybe a little bit high actually for what you might normally see in NEH with 12. So right now, if we could get this other Astro through, would be pretty elated. We haven't been able to get the Mumba online yet, which is okay. He's going to start checking things now, which seems legit. And start making use of those Whizzard credits again while they're free. I could have potentially raised that and done something with it earlier, but I just didn't have the assets to really do it. So losing that is kind of a big deal. It prevents us from getting things like free turtlebacks, team sponsorships. I'm going to have to let this one go because I want to be able to score this Astro next turn. Oh, wow, the irony. We want to score an Astro, we lose an Astro. That's pretty ouch, actually. Okay, well, do we want to draw a card here? I don't think we really do, actually. So we'll just go server 1. And we'll score our next Astro. So we're still in a good spot. There's a Beal and an Explodapalooza in archives. If worst comes to worst, we could even look to give him the Explodapalooza as per the original plan. If he runs the Jackson, though, we'll probably shuffle them both back in. Quite surprised he hasn't killed the Jackson, actually. Yeah, and right now it's our economy that's hurting us. Money-wise, we only have the Turtlebacks, the Explodapaloozas, and the pop-ups, really, alongside the diversified portfolio. Sorry, didn't expect the legwork here, actually. So I will gain 1, and he's going to see nothing, but he could... No, we can't even trash anything here, except for the Cyberdex, which is no biggie. So not badly timed at all, actually, considering there's 3 agendas in sight, 2 in the bin that he doesn't know of. So it's maybe not a bad shot at all, I think, doing that, especially considering the Astro counter. We see a Mumba, which is fine. Pop-up, which is also okay. I might even throw that in front of the Mumba, potentially. Really, we want to get more hostiles rezzed, and we're just not getting the money behind it at all. So I think I'm going to put this Mumba in server 1. And wrap around. Yeah, definitely still good. In fact, potentially even good enough to just warrant getting rid of this little engine, but I think the double pop-up's not something we really need. So unfortunately not seeing any use from the Sensei Actors Guild here. It would be fantastic to be able to draw 3 cards at a time and then bottom agendas we don't want. But right now, actually, we're crying out for an agenda as soon as we can get to 2 credits. And speaking of 2 credits, I think we now have to make a decision as to what we do with this Explodapalooza, and I think I'm actually going to give it up to him. Take the credits and hope to draw into an agenda we can score. A little bit risky, but I'm going to go down that route, and I'm going to try and get the Sensei back, I think, yeah. That's awesome for us. Well, I say it's awesome. It's giving 2 points to the runner, which is obviously so objective. And Great for Daily Cast. Okay, so this is about to start getting Whizzard out of his sort of economy slump he's been in for the past few turns. So this is not good for us. Let's go ahead and get the Mumba, and we'll get the team sponsorship. Okay, so we're still crying out for something. There's a Beal, which unfortunately we cannot score. I am going to throw a pop-up in front of server 7. Or in fact, I think I'll just put pop-up in front of HQ, and let's put the wraparound in front of the host. Oh, that was the wrong place. My bad. So what I spent 2 credits to click, so that was meant to go over server 7. There we go. Much better. So if we do hold on to this Beal for this turn, we'll be able to score it directly from hand, which is good. Hoping so. I can't imagine he's running more than 1 legwork. And is gaining credits to Sure Gamble. Fantastic. This is good for us. Now the question is, do we want to use these Mumba Temple credits to res a hostile infrastructure? I really don't, because we still have to spend 3 of our own credits, which it really isn't great for us. The great thing about this team sponsorship, though, is we're going to get something of our choice back, which is probably... could be a pop-up window, I guess. Or hostile infrastructure. Okay, there's no way for him to stop this, which is great. And what shall we install here? We can res the wraparound. Let's install Let's just put a pop-up in R&D, actually. Since we're ignoring the costs, I'm okay with that. So NEH is definitely not a kind of deck I play very often. I normally tend to go with the Food Coats, RP Glacier, and obviously IG I've been enjoying recently, but more sort of defensive decks in general. And this is definitely something a little bit new to me. Well, not new to me, but definitely not in my sort of normal wheelhouse, I guess. So we draw with Exploderpalooza. Well, there's two of them in there, but it's one of the gens we definitely do not want, which is a little bit sad. There's a Jackson, which is pretty decent here, actually. And I think I will overdraw with him. Okay, here we go. So we've got the winning Beal in hand, but we do not have enough credits. Oh, sec. Oh. I actually need to, take that click back. So let me chuck that back on top. My bad. I keep forgetting Councilman that he can basically be triggered essentially at any time. And so as soon as you res something, you almost have to just wait a second to give the runner the option to so whenever you res something, you've basically just got to hold on for a second and give the runner time to react so they can make a decision. So the second card down we did see was a Beal, so I popped them both back on top there. A little bit risky, I guess. But if he runs R&D now, I can't remember what was the other card, a Sensei, so he could trash and then run it again if he really wanted to. So for us, we tried to res the Jackson, couldn't do so. I mean, I'm kind of happier for the Councilman to be used on that than a Sansan City Grid. That being said, we're still super skint right now. So yeah, it's just gain a credit. So yeah, the money's definitely a little bit tricky here. We didn't get we haven't seen a single Turtleback yet, for one. And we didn't get the kind of asset economy going with the multiple Mimbas. So for 10 is J Harry. Yeah. Now I can res him now. Or we could spend the money to res a hostile infrastructure. There's nothing I want to shuffle back. Well, I can shuffle back the diversified, I guess. But I'm going to res. Am I going to res the hostile infrastructure? Oh, man. So, if he trashes this, there's really no benefit to us whatsoever because he's just using his 3 Whizzard credits. If we shuffle 3 back, we're not doing ourselves really any favours except for potentially the diversified, which would be reasonably useful. And the downside to the whole thing is that if we spend 3 credits and 2 Mumba to res the hostile, then we're just kind of slowing the game up for ourselves even more, which I don't think is what we want to be doing. Do you know what? Let's do it. Man, if we do it though and he runs R&D, we're going to be a little bit stuck. Yeah, okay. Oh man, decisions. Let's just res it. So 1 net really isn't doing much here, but if it hits something like a Parasite or a medium, I'd be pretty happy. We hit a Keyhole. I'm okay with that. In fact, I don't think there's probably a better card from that hand we could have hit. Like, I don't know what those other 5 cards are, obviously, but that's a big hit for me, I think. Oh. Yeah, so I don't know if the next plan was just to install Keyhole and run, but it looks like it probably was. We definitely, unfortunately, cannot res this wraparound, so I'm really hoping this doesn't go against me here. Well, I know it won't, sorry, of course, because it's Sensei on top, isn't it? Did I put it back that way? Nope, Bale's on top. Okay, did I put that back the right way? I think I did, though. I think that was meant to be on top, so that's good. I hope the deck was in the right order. So 6-6, and all of a sudden we are fearing for our lives. This wraparound will still potentially do work at the moment. We haven't seen any Davies though, so he's bound to have at least one in hand. That being said, he hasn't seen any big ice. Oh wow, y'all coming down to break pop-ups for free. I love it. So there's Sensei, which is really good for us. It's Turtlebacks, which is a little late to the show. And we're just going to have to continue to try and money up a bit here. So breaking news, there's 2 in the deck. Either of those will give us the win straight off the bat, which would be obviously the ideal draw. And this Sensei Actors Union will give us a really good chance of that happening. We do still have the Sansan City grade on the table, but needing 8 credits to make that happen is currently quite difficult. That being said, it would be 6 credits with the Mumba. So we gain 1. There's the wraparound. So you could go through this with Faust if you really wanted. Or you could just jack out, pop a David and go. So with Faust it's 4, 6, 8, so it's 4 cards. Pretty grim. Oh wow, he's going. So boost, 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 and break. Wow, and there's the second employee strike. And oh my goodness, so what have we got? 6, 7. There's only, well, there's 4 agendas, 4 and 18. So oh god, please no. Oh man. So ooh, we I think we got a little bit unlucky there. It was a pretty good game. We got really a bit screwed with money. Sorry, it was my first time playing this deck, and I think there's still a lot to learn about it. You got to be really cautious. So yeah, it was 4 and 18. So we had 11 agendas in deck, and because he was on 6 points, any of them was going to give him the 11 agendas total with 6 on the board, 1 in hand, so 4 more to get from in there. So there's reasonable odds. But yeah, no, very good game. That going to definitely give this another whirl. I do like it. It's just getting a bit of a feel for it at the moment. So thanks so much for watching along, guys.